Hello everyone, welcome back to RoyalT Empire Education, and my name is Tyrone. In our last video, we talked about what is an intrinsic value. While it is important to know your intrinsic value, we need to know how much we are risking in order to trade successfully. Risk is something that we must take in life. Today I'm going to teach you more about what is a risk management in the stock market and how it is beneficial for you to know it, and give you some precautions when you know what your risk is. What is risk management? The biggest risk that you can take is not taking any risk at all. Risk management in the stock market is when you calculate on how much you are willing to lose before you decide to pull out your money. When you calculate your risk, you should ask yourself, what is my maximum pain that I'm willing to take? And this is what we call the maximum pain threshold. Every person has a different maximum pain threshold. Some are willing to lose $1,000, but some are willing to lose $100. There are two strategies that you can use when you know your risk. We have the stop loss strategy, where you calculate the amount that it would automatically sell at. Trailing stop is basically a certain percentage where you can put in the system and they would automatically sell it whenever it hits that percentage. I know that this was a lot to take in, so I will create more videos for you to watch and learn more about those strategies in the future. When I started to find what my risk is, I became a better trader and I lost less money. Knowing my risk gave me more knowledge on how to trade in the stock market without losing too much money. This means that I can pull out my money before I lose more than I anticipated. I recommend putting your MTP around 20%, which means you pull out your money whenever you lose 20% of any stock that you invested in. We know that any stock can go from 100 to a 0 within days. For example, if your total portfolio is around $3,000 and you're willing to lose $1,000, you can divide those $1,000 into different stocks. Let's say that you have 9 shares of stock A for $172 and 10 shares of stock B for $150, which equals to $1,000. How is it beneficial for you to know your risk? There are multiple benefits when you know what you are risking. Our first benefit is that it can stop your loss before it becomes too big. There are a lot of people who lost their money because they did not know when to pull out their money whenever they trade in the stock market. Another benefit when knowing your risk is that you can grow your position and weaken the fear of losing money. Some people are afraid of losing a lot of money in the stock market, so they only have small positions. When you know your risk, your position can grow bigger so you can have a higher profit. For me, knowing my risk benefited my loss to become smaller. The smaller it got, I had a better opportunity to grow my position and altogether become a better trader. A lot of people have told me that the stock market is dangerous, and I agree with them. Stock marketplace is like a battle. If you go in unequipped and not ready to fight, you will lose everything you have. But if you go in with knowledge and weapons to conquer, you will see results that you can't imagine. I created RoyalT Empire Education so we can help you be equipped and be ready for what is in the stock market. Precautions when you know what is your risk. You must be careful when you know the risk factor. If you rely on just the risk factor, your reward will be very small. I want you to be patient and always look for confirmation. If your study says that it's still gonna go up whenever it hits a higher peak, don't pull out your money and let it sit. Sell some of your position, but not completely, so you can get back in faster whenever the stock market price still goes up. When I used only the risk factor in the stock market, it forced me to trade constantly rather than waiting for the confirmation whether it's gonna go up or down. I had to learn to be patient and confident in my own studies. When you trade in the stock market, not only it gives you extra money, but teaches you more about patience and how to be confident in yourself. These values can be used in real life for you to become successful. Today we learned about what is a risk management, how is it beneficial for you to know it, and I gave you some precautions when you know your risk. Knowing your risk, it prevents you from losing a lot of money and teaches you how to be patient and confident, which you can use also in real life. RoyalT Empire Education is here to help you to learn more about stocks. Subscribe and stay tuned for more. And if you have any questions, comment down below and I'll gladly answer them for you.